Welcome. It's Tuesday, July the 22nd. It's 9 p.m. in the DMV. I'm Sam Giacinto.
And it's 6 p.m. here in Los Angeles. I'm Jack Armstrong. Welcome to Tech Talk Live on this exciting Tuesday. We have an exciting guest today, an artist here to talk with us about technology and her creative space and how she uses technology to create music. Lavish Wolf, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Super exciting. So you're an artist who finds the creative process, I guess, a little easier with technology these days because there's so much you have to do as an artist, whether it's social media while you're, planning new songs and the creative process. So can you talk a little bit about how your creative process is aided by technology?
Yeah, first of all, I love ChatGPT. I'm just gonna throw some names out there. I use that every day to help me like with my social media posts and automizing stuff. I use it for anything. If I have a question, I honestly use it kind of like a search engine too. Um I also use CapCut to like edit all my videos before I put them on like YouTube on my YouTube channel, or just like if I'm making a music video. Um I use what else do I use? I use like Notion to organize like all my songs when I write them, and just anything when I need to write. Um those are the main things, and also social media. I'm on all of them, like TikTok, X, or yeah, we don't call it Twitter anymore. Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. And so instead of like making individual posts for each one, I just use ChatGPT. And every day I get better at it. I'm working my way up to like batching things out and just scheduling posts so I can even have more time to just do my music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting point, and I'm just thinking, the history of making music. The concept of social media didn't even exist,
Yeah.
5 years ago. I mean, you may have had a website for your band or as an artist where you'd post a blog or so, but now it's like there's five different platforms. I mean, even for distributing music, there's
Oh, I left
um,
those out.
music, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify, and there's probably another one I'm missing. If
Mhm.
the title still exists, it's like, but there's, to a certain extent, it's exhausting to keep up with. You're essentially doing the same thing five times across five different platforms. There's no
Yeah.
central. You can't just upload your song and it's on the internet. You need a presence on every platform, which, as an artist, kind of it kind of subtracts from the experience of creation. You're sort of creating something you may not want to be
Yeah.
because you have to. I mean, that's the modern, I guess, reality of really anything. I mean, we have podcasts. We're
Yeah.
on however many platforms that we have to set all that up. Thankfully, AI helps us out a little bit. We're real
Yeah.
though, promise.
Yeah. But no, technology really is helping, make your workflow as an artist so much easier. But yeah, you're really expected to engage with your audience. I mean, it's such a new thing with social media and all the new platforms that are coming out and the new tools. There's a new tool specializing in something specific all the time. I mean, I think it's fascinating. You have a song out right now that you released this year, Addicted, that I'm
Oh,
addicted to. Can you
you
talk
like
about your
that?
process?
Oh man, that's
Yeah. Can you
actually,
talk
yeah.
about your process in creating the song?
Yeah, I made that song, believe it or not, like during COVID time. And we couldn't really go out or do much or anything. And
But she's still here. Oh no, we're gonna try to reconnect here. I think we'll.
Hard on us all, you know.
Am I
I
back?
know. Yeah, you're here. Yeah, you're back. Awesome.
Can you hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear.
I'm
the
I'm
timing
so
wasn't
sorry. A phone
typical.
call came. It was like, ugh.
No, it's just we couldn't go out
Yeah,
because
sorry guys.
we got locked inside.
Yeah, so it was COVID. We couldn't go out. We were locked inside. Here I am. And I needed to go to the studio because I had a lot of feelings on my heart, and like I was just getting over a very heavy breakup, and then I was like in a new relationship or whatever, and then that new relationship started to get like rocky
Wait,
because you probably
yeah,
shouldn't jump to relationships or whatever. So I wrote a song about that. Like the first verse is about one guy, the second verse about another guy, and then it's like very, very emotional. It's kind of like a love triangle. It's I would never recommend like moving on to another relationship if you're not over another one. So I was kind of just like venting on the track, like about the heartache from both of these two people who I'm now both in love with. It's like I just doubled the pain or something. And that's the story behind the song. I recently put it out. And then I recorded a video to it, I think 2 weeks ago. And I'm editing it right now on CapCut. So I expect to put that out within like the next week, maybe this week. So you'll
No,
like that. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, CapCut. I know a lot of creators are using CapCut
Yeah.
with TikTok. It seems like kind of the go-to
very
tool. I
beloved
know there's
by
other ones.
users.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably for a good reason, I imagine.
Yeah, it's honestly for me, I use CapCut because it's easy and simple and mobile friendly. I try to do everything. I do have laptops or whatever, but I try to do the most that I can on my phone because it's just the most easily accessible to me. Um, but that's why I use CapCut. My daughter turned me on to CapCut mostly. I try to watch YouTube tutorials for it, but it's one of those apps where you could just like learn by just playing around and trying to use it. That's why I like it. That's how I learn how to use most apps. I feel like I try to watch YouTube tutorials to see like okay, but mostly you're gonna learn by just going in there and just trying it. You know what I mean? Figuring it out, playing with it. That's what I call it. Playing around with it.
Yeah, that's a hallmark of a good app. I feel like it's something you can learn by doing that. It's if you
Yeah.
need a guide, it's already too late. Like
Yeah.
'cause you're not really passionate about it. You're not going to go on YouTube and be like how to use
Oh,
CapCut or how to use TikTok.
and there's
Like
so many videos. And
yeah, and everyone has a different video. You can't see the dislike counter anymore, so you have no idea if it's a good video,
yeah.
or it's going to waste your time for 10 minutes, and then it's
Yep.
like. And talk about taking yourself out of a headspace where you feel creative. It's just sort of like now I'm watching a tutorial. It's just I feel like that's such a shift in gears. It really is a difference of if it's not intuitive, it just takes you out of that headspace so quickly, and you're just like, how do I get to my creative output without like I don't want a PhD in this app. I really don't. I just want to I want
Right?
to on the content. So relevant point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good app
And you
to be,
can
yeah, easy to use. Just so intuitive. And phones are so powerful these days. I think it's fascinating to me because I remember, a time when it's crazy to say this, but like you would have to import your footage on your computer and your computer was slow. And now you can do it all on your phone and your phone's not even slow,
Yeah.
That's
So
yeah,
it
not
allows you to be more creative, more times for
Yeah.
creative, more productive.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love it all in my phone. I mean, it's cute. The laptop stuff is helpful. I like to do my laptop work at home in my personal environment, but just I love having like my mini office like on my phone. That's what I call it. Like
yeah.
so yeah, I'm on my phone right now by the way.
Oh wow. See,
Did
phones. That's so
Yeah.
they
you
pull
use
through.
tablet at all? Or I guess I'm just curious. I know that's like for me the screen size is a big issue using the phone, especially for video editing. It's like I'm trying to
Yeah.
like
I have a big
things
screen. I
block
have
so
the
much.
12
So it's
Max
like,
Pro.
oh, okay.
It's not like the newest, but it's still like the screen is huge. Like the larger iPhones.
Yeah,
So
you can kind of move around without
It's
the beast.
almost too big. Yeah.
It's hard to, yeah. No, I have the 13, yeah, the big 13, and
Right.
yeah,
It's heavy.
it's a brick. It really is.
It's a brick for sure.
But I appreciate it. You know,
Yeah. It's a brick office.
yeah, it's like half a laptop,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I feel like there's not an expectation, but I feel like that I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but I feel like desktop or laptop or Mac apps or whatever. I feel like you. It's very fascinating hearing, and I love that you don't need that because you're right.
Yeah.
As a creative person, you don't need that to be creative. Like I
Yeah.
think sometimes we get so caught up in the tools we're using and the AI models or whatever we're talking about. But I think it's you can be so productive on the device you have in your pocket. You don't
Yeah.
necessarily need a tablet as well and a laptop and a desktop. Like you can do so much on that phone. And I
Yes.
think I get used to, like I have a large screen size phone too, and
Yeah.
you're so right. Like you can do so much on it, but also it's your mindset. And I think that you
Mhm.
have a great mindset for that creativity to really shine through and be so powerful. And it's nice having everything in one place, I guess, because the
Yeah.
content that you need is so do you ever find yourself like wishing that I don't know, or like do you find it hard? I guess it's good that it's in one place. Like, is there anything lacking with your current like workflow that you wish you could change?
Um, yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier. It would be nice if everything was just in one place, centralized, and everyone could just kind of come to it like a hub. It's like all these different social media platforms. There's new ones by the minute. But I just want to learn how to automate like all of my posts at least like 3 months out, like long
Oh,
term.
Yeah.
Um, because then I wouldn't even have to, it's right now it's kind of like a 9 to 5 thing for me, honestly. Like today I spent about 8 hours online promoting my different like, things I have going on online. One of them is music. I sell clothes on Depop. I have different things. And it would just be nice, a goal to working towards to like just have that all done for me. Like the whole 8 hours of work done 3 months out and then even longer. So that's my goal. And then, I could just check on it when I'm bored throughout the day or maybe like 3 times out the day. Okay. Are these numbers hitting and stuff like that? I just want to check the analytics. I
I
want to
see.
get out of the phase
Yeah.
of
You just need a
doing
dashboard.
all that other. Yeah.
I want to check every, you know,
Yeah. Like I'm
count,
checking the
every post.
markets. I just want to check the analytics and see who's listening and what's people like, what they don't like, so that I can create art that is relatable and stuff like that. All of the I call them administrative tasks. Like I just want AI to do it. It's there's cool things too. There's like I can hire people to do certain things. I want to explore that more. I usually do everything myself because the web development background I have, like making cover art for my music or doing a flyer or something like that. You could hire somebody on Fiverr or something like that. So I want to look into like hiring outsourcing people and like doing less of that type of work myself. Or actually, excuse me, I would just cut the middleman out and find some type of AI service that does that because I just want to do less of the work that has nothing to do with I'm only interested in singing, performing and writing, you know, and creating, the visual arts and the visual concepts and stuff like that and relating to people, talking to people, doing things like this. This is the cool and fun part to me. Yeah, I just want to use AI as a tool to help me like delete all the things that I don't want to do, that I don't need to do.
No, that's fair. And get rid of all
Yeah.
the pretty, the stuff you're not in it for those things. You're in it for singing, performing, writing, and
Yes.
prioritizing those activities. I think is a superpower of it's a force multiplier. I like to call it because it's like you could just sit there and type out all your social media posts, or you can just multiply your force 10 or 100x and just get them all scheduled. And then it's like
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that. but
Yeah.
then you can focus on what you do care about with a little more intensity, or just
Yeah.
like it sounds like.
There's have you used any of the I don't want to call it aggregators. I know we kind of use this term a lot. Our
Uh-huh.
regular listeners probably know this when we talk about AI tools, but
Yeah.
there's a like Buffer, there's like Hootsuite, there's Follower, there's a lot of tools that bring analytics from multiple platforms into one place.
Okay.
Are you finding these useful, or have you considered like that? Because I think there is a need. Like, I don't think these
Yeah.
platforms are perfect. I've struggled finding a platform to manage different accounts,
Yeah.
and I'm not even very good at social media. And
Yeah.
these have made it a little bit easier for me to create posts, but I think it still doesn't work fully on autopilot and schedule everything. But like, have you learned a lot from the data, just like looking at your analytics, like when you release a song, like seeing
Yeah.
like the engagement, like how are you taking that data and creating new art, like to are you using the data in that way, like how is that
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, it lets me see, it's almost like exactly what I'm doing on social media. Like I can see the effects of it on those analytics because everything I do like is tied to my music. Like all the posts, like I'll use my own music or try to lead them to my, my YouTube or just my music. So I'll be able to see like, okay, where everybody is listening to my music mostly right now is in LA, and then like second is like the UK. I think third is
Okay.
Canada. So it's like cool to know things like that. You know, how many super fans you may have versus regular fans, and what platforms are people streaming your music from the most. Um Stuff like that. It's just, honestly, it's helpful to just know for things like, in the future. I watched a video, an artist manager, he uses that information for where to book tours and stuff and how to prioritize that. And they have all of those functions linked in it, like how to match those analytics with how to like set up a concert tour or merch or how to promote things and stuff or whatever. But mostly I just have these platforms. I have Spotify, I have United Masters, and then I have a DistroKid, and there's one more, SoundCloud. And I just
Mhm.
usually mostly like it for motivation, I'll be honest, me personally, because I feel like before it was like you're just making music, and people say, "Oh, you're just making music for yourself," but really you make music to relate to other people, honestly. And so, or at least I'll say that that's for me. And so when I see that, okay, there's like one person listening to it, it's motivating. You know what I mean? Even if it's just one person, like I'll keep going,
Yeah.
because if there's no purpose in creating art, if like there's nobody like looking at it or consuming it, sometimes it's hard to see that with how do you say, with the social media, because it's not, I'm posting things that are not really about my music. My music is like in the background. You know what I mean? Like my song is the music that goes with the clip. So I use the analytics for motivation mostly. You know what I mean? But I know in the future it'll be more like profitable to look at, to set up things like touring and merch and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so how do you go about merch? You talked about Depop. Like, when you launch like an album, are you thinking about the merch, like, and the music videos at the beginning? Like, or what is your creative process with? Because you really need a presence on everything. Like, you need
right,
all those avenues for people to subscribe to you, to follow your email list, to go to your website, to follow your social media, to like, are you finding, I guess, technology and AI can help with that workflow? Like, I know that I'm not saying create a t-shirt designed by AI, but I'm just saying,
hmm,
like, is that on your mind when you're creating a song and figuring out how to market it? Because like that's an administrative task, right? But it's something you have to do as an artist to stay,
yeah,
like, to grow. be
Yeah.
relevant. So
Yeah.
how is that going?
Yeah, like the administrative part, or you can say the boring part kind of for me. Um, they handle it for you inside of what's the one I'm using mostly is that SoundCloud. SoundCloud. I'm so sorry. Spotify for artists. That's the amazing one. Um,
Nice.
it
Okay.
tells you like, oh, do you want to set up a merch store? And you can set it up and then like you can design it. The part where I design the merch, what it says, the colors and all that is fun to me, the graphic designing part. And just shipping out and all the other stuff, they handle it for you, the drop shipping and everything. There's also other t-shirt companies like Teespring. You can attach to things like your YouTube and all that. My dad owns a custom design like print t-shirt business, so I know how to do like all that type of designing and stuff. So I could
Um,
go to my dad, honestly. That's what I used to do. But now it's just like it's easy to just go to through a third party service and just type in what you want, choose the font, drop and drag the placement on the shirt, and
they,
boom, you know what I mean?
they really did automate it. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
crazy. It used to be, yeah, I guess somewhat local and somewhat personal. Like the making of clothing. I mean, it used to be. I mean, there'd be one guy in town who knew how to sew something, but now it's like
yeah,
you just,
yep,
plug the design into Spotify for artists, and then it just arrives in 2 days from,
yeah. And my
it's as
Depop
far away as
shop
it
is
is.
like, oh, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm also curious. Is Depop kind of like Poshmark in a way, or is it like
Yes, it's
design?
definitely like it's the same
Okay,
thing. It's just
it's
like
kind of the
again another
same.
option.
Okay, I see. Okay,
But the reason why I chose Depop is because like I was exploring all of them, like Depop, OfferUp, Poshmark, even eBay and Amazon
yeah.
shop and stuff. And I like Depop because they have a video feature, and I have a shop. It's called like Shiny Blinks, and I like make like
Oh,
Swarovski bedazzled like bandanas. And I need a video feature because you cannot see the quality of
tiny.
like the shine without the video.
Yeah.
You can't capture that with a picture. So I was like, I just found it odd that Etsy and all the other sites didn't have like a video
Yeah.
for like a buyer to
Huh.
see. Like, and so that's why I chose Depop. And it's like hip, it's like, kind of like hipster and like thrifting and stuff like that. And I'm sure a lot of artists like their stylists shop on there to find them some cool stuff. I have some friends that are designers that have shops on there and stuff. So it's just really cool. And if I wanted to do like some type of pop-up drop feature like merch, I can go and use the Depop platform for sure. It's very
That's
easy.
cool. That's cool. That's
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Depop. So you could think of it like it's like an online store, but it's for
Yep.
you creating the products, right? It's not reselling. Oh, I
It's
have this nice shirt.
reselling.
Oh, it is reselling.
Cause I
Okay.
just sold I just sold a jacket the other day. I use it
Oh,
for that
nice.
too. Like people are reselling
Huh.
stuff, but you have your shop and you can
I,
resell or sell things you create. They don't really discriminate. That's why it's cool. It's like Etsy combined with Poshmark. But
oh, I see.
Etsy is mostly just handmade only stuff. But like I said, Etsy is really cool. I'm thinking of opening up an Etsy shop for like some shea butter things I have, but I just don't like that they don't have a video feature. I think that's quite strange. You want that virtual shopping experience as much, as close to being in person as
Yeah,
possible,
it's kind of the least they could do almost
right?
during, I don't know.
He said it's the least they
I
could
mean,
do.
I feel like they're kind of the original. I don't know, I feel like Etsy's been around forever. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
a lot of
when did
businesses on there.
What what
I Google that now.
surprises me a little bit. I know this is a little off topic potentially,
Hmm.
but it's funny with all these marketplaces. Like Depop has quite an audience, right? Like if you were
Yeah,
to create your shop yourself and
yeah,
like build it with some AI or web builder
yeah,
or something, you didn't have to drive the traffic. And so I think it really shows the power of your audience, and
yeah,
it shows the power, which is just so fascinating to me to recognize, because I know that like Etsy kind of gets a bad reputation because if you have a shop on there, let's say the Shea Butter or something, you
yeah,
see and other shops with shea butter, and
Yep.
it's just all right. We're all competing on price and color and quantity and
Well, and who knows
sizing and
where shea butter comes from? It's
it,
like, is this
it,
drop shipped? Is this just drop ship butter? You never know. Like it
well,
kind
the
of
reputation.
distills the artistic, because I feel like it did used to be a lot of handmade goods and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
at least a distinct shift maybe in the last, really the pandemic, I think supercharged it,
Yeah.
but it's the amount of like, it's really just junk it's not handmade. You can
Yeah.
tell
It's kind of like a
made,
Alibaba
like,
now.
yeah, it's really just like, so who actually made this, and like what are you just forwarding my information to somebody to like, it's not like, it kind of lost the luster of like, yeah, this is, someone who is passionate about making this
Yeah. It's
product.
really busy now. Like you can get anything on there.
Essentially
So
the
you had also mentioned, I know we're talking about platforms and
Hmm.
creating music
Yeah.
with BandLab. I'd like if you could share a little
Oh,
bit more details. How is this helping you be more creative and grow your audience? And how is it how are
I'm
their tools working? I know
I'm
you're
new
new
on
to it.
there. My brother
Yeah.
introduced me to it. It's like a social media thing, and then you can go on there and create beats. I did go on there and try to make a beat. I probably only gave like 2 hours of my time. Like I said, I'd like play around with things to learn. And it was just a little bit too generic for me. I still like the experience of like sitting next to someone, or like if I'm online with you and we're making a beat together from scratch, like I still like that experience. But I noticed that a lot of people are using it to gain a following of fans. Like you use SoundCloud. So I'm gonna start using it more to just make posts, like daily posts, like the social media aspect part of it, and just post my music that's I already have on there, because it's just like SoundCloud.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
because
see.
I'm
So
gaining a
it
lot
sounds
of fans from
like,
SoundCloud.
oh really? Oh,
Yeah,
with what is this one called? This is called BandLab. So BandLab
BandLab.
also has more tools. I guess SoundCloud's
Yeah,
not really like, so that's more
they
that's
do.
useful.
They all have like the same tools now. It's like, where do I go? SoundCloud has a distribution service now. BandLab does too, to get all your music on all streaming services. I mostly use DistroKid, and then I have all my new songs that I do now through United Masters. There's a lot of different options. But most of
I
these
see.
platforms, you can, if you have a phone and you have a dream and $1, then you can pretty much start.
Yeah. Well, it's self-publishing. Well, I guess DistroKid really I guess has leveled the playing field in a way, like with
Yeah.
distribution. Like it's
Hmm.
enabled, so it's really enabled you to grow and to get out there on all the
Yeah.
platforms for like
Yeah.
a really good deal. Yeah.
They put
And
you in the
so
uh-huh.
no, sorry, go ahead.
No, they put you in the same places with this people you listen to, like on the radio, or like on that you stream, mainstream artists. So once you go through like DistroKid or CD Baby or United Masters, and you pay for that service, they put you in that same playing field. So people that are listening to like Sade, if you have similar music to her, you will be in the rotation. And that's what I like about it. Somebody in Egypt could be listening to Summer Walker, and then next I come on, and because we have similar sounds, now I have a new fan and stuff. I think it's really cool.
It's
So
crazy. Sorry, I'm getting into the world of DistroKid versus United Masters, and just like the differences. I'm on the subreddits now, and just like the differences between, really, I mean, there's competition even in the field
Hmm.
of, I mean, really just democratized music distribution, which
Hmm.
kind of makes sense, I guess, when you think about it. Given, I guess, the big players have basically dominated the market, I guess, for so long.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's still some
interesting.
work to be done. Like I'm reading and learning more things about the business side. There's this guy, his name is Ari Hurston, and he has a book called How to Make It as an Independent Artist. in like the new music industry. And I met him a couple of times too, and he gave a speech at like Pasadena City College, and I go there or whatever. And he was saying how basically all the major artists, you know, kind of make money off of the, you know, indie artists that are on there too. So there's still a lot of work to be done there. You know what I mean?
Huh. So how does that work? That's really strange. That doesn't sound
It's like we're
fair.
all sharing the same money, like in a big pool. It's not
Oh yeah.
evenly like, you know, it, or how can I say, like everybody is like split up an even price. It's not fairly distributed like how it should be.
This is just the problem with streaming because
Yeah.
it's so big. Like your monthly subscription, part of it goes to like Apple or Spotify, right? And then most of it goes to the artist. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really speak to actually how this works. I know very little when it comes to music distribution, but I feel like, yeah, we've seen big artists get frustrated with the streaming platforms. So I think there
Yeah.
definitely is I wonder what could be done to fix such a thing. Like it doesn't seem like this should be an issue. Like it seems like if maybe by minutes, by stream, like duration or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
strange
Yeah.
how to count, listen, right,
Yeah.
or a play.
Yeah.
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 Well,
So
you could say the same with podcast distribution too. I've noticed. I mean, I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, I know you're not earning when someone like a royalty, but I think it's interesting because what counts as a listen if someone plays it for more than 3 seconds or so I think it's fascinating. Like you can, I'm sure you know all of the analytics, but I
Yeah,
think
it
there's
changes too. I think last time I checked with, I'm not sure, with YouTube before it was like a minute counted as like watching the whole video as a view. But I can tell you a number today, it could change tomorrow. It's always changing. Hmm.
Well, and not to mention a lot of those algorithms are black boxes anyway. I mean, I think Jack and I have spoke of this before. Is even as the creator, you get a certain amount of metrics. Like you may get like view time or like views, but then it's
Yeah.
like only Google knows what a view means. So it's like you see a number, but it's like it doesn't really. Is it like, yeah, are people listening to the whole song? Are they listening to most of it? Are they starting at a certain point? Are they like skipping
Yeah.
around? But yeah, there's a weird kind of imbalance between the platform, which they track every mouse movement, in the app, and then you get a number of, like, I guess you can assume that, 8,000 people clicked on it, but you
Hmm.
don't know because it's just a generic term. So
Yeah.
kind of a power imbalance still between the platform and not to mention, yeah, the royalty splits and like how they even calculate. That's another, views
Yeah.
times
Oof.
price. And it's like, well, what's the price? Depends who you are. They give you a different price. And it's like, well, how do you calculate that? So and we've seen like public feud, I know there have been public feuds, big artists complaining about it, but I can't even begin to imagine, like, if they're complaining about it, how much is, if Taylor Swift is complaining about Spotify's royalty structure. I mean, it's just like, how bad is it for people who are like, for all, it's like for all the other people, if they're,
Yeah.
and it kind of represents the power imbalance of technology. I feel, we're just kind of the users, even as
Yeah.
creators, which is kind of like not, it's not a great feeling, it's that doesn't feel the best, right? I mean, even with the podcast, Jack, I'm sure you get views or something. It's like, what the heck does that mean? I don't know. Can you even view a podcast? You're listening to it. It's like,
Ooh, that's a
yeah,
good
it's
one right
crazy.
there.
not to get
I
Phil.
think a lot of the yeah, we talk about this a lot. Like tech companies really make the rules for the internet. The music record labels, make a lot of the terms, and you're just kind of stuck conforming. I think there are visions for a better future where like artists have ownership of the streaming infrastructure. I feel like we're not really quite there yet though, because in order for this to become a reality, we've talked a little bit about blockchain on the show. We try not to dig too much into, I mean, it is a futuristic concept, but I think people need to fundamentally understand that the software dictates without a middleman kind of in the way, you know. And so I think a lot of where we're at today is it's a problem because we have the record labels still kind of in the way. We have the
Yeah.
streaming platform still kind of in the way. And blockchains really enable software to speak directly with the user. And so basically the artist connects with the user without a middleman platform. I mean, we see, Patreon being a big
Oh yeah.
avenue, for artists, for podcasters,
Bandcamp.
YouTubers. Yeah,
Mhm.
we see all these platforms for people. And I feel like there's so much demand for creators that have audiences, but they need to go on a platform like, the Patreons and
Mhm.
all these platforms. And so it because there's no way currently, or there are, but it's still kind of in the works and people don't really trust it and it's not really
Mhm.
proven. But there's so much demand for the creator economy and just artists and whoever these days to really have a direct relationship with their audience. And so
Yeah.
I hope, in the next 10 years, we start to see a shift, with blockchain. And there are platforms. Audius was a platform. I was an early adopter of the Solana Saga phone, which is like a crypto phone.
But whatever happened with that thing?
Anyway, it's still around. They're actually coming out with the second version, but
Oh,
they
cool.
rewarded these users. Basically, they allow you to self custody your wallet with your fingerprint, and it's built into a phone. And so, obviously, apps can interact directly with the wallet. So it's a very futuristic concept where, we don't have Apple controlling Apple Pay, and then we don't have your banking. It's like all you own your wallet in the phone with your biometrics. Like it's a totally futuristic concept, but there are like music platforms that have, in Web3, I guess, that have this. So I don't know. I feel like
Web3.
as a creator, yeah, do you see, like, I guess if tomorrow you could snap your fingers and directly engage with your audience, like what value would that bring to you as an artist?
Oh, that would be great value because then I would have like a demand to like create like continuously, Some I have a lot of like breaks and because I feel like there's no demand like that, you know what I mean? But they're out there. It's just that, I have to do all of this work and, you know, the work I mentioned before is to try to put myself out there visible to be accessible to them. But, if there's a platform where I guess SoundCloud is the closest we have to it, but there are platforms where like people are actively looking to find like independent artists and be like a true fan or supporter and listen to their music. And so yeah, that would be very valuable. Then you can, start touring right away. I mean, get
Yeah.
right to the good stuff. I feel like what I'm doing right now is a lot of fishing for fans. Mhm.
Well, that's the thing I think people don't understand, that just a little bit in the beginning goes such a long way.
Yeah.
Like when you've got that loyal fan base locked in, you can
Yeah.
really do so much because it'll enable you to have more funding to, do that, the venue or book that, whatever. And so I think, yeah, I hope that we start to see the landscape changing a little bit,
Yeah.
because even now, like, traditionally in the past, right, you could buy a record or a CD, and the artist and the label, right, got most of that money, right? Well, the
Yeah.
record label obviously put up some of the money probably to produce it, so that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I think now with the internet and self-publishing and social media, like, it's changing so much, because give it a few more years and I believe, because people are over, I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people are over X with Elon and Facebook and
Oh
Instagram
man.
and
I
threads. I mean,
hesitated saying that I had one. I'm like, X. No one looks at
Like,
that. That's like the
It's
least
called Twitter.
visible platform I have. I don't. I'm
I
like, why am
can't.
I even posting on here?
right? Well, how do you know what platform's relevant? And as new platforms evolve, I mean, we see Blue Sky being
Blue
more.
Sky,
There's
yeah,
Farcaster, I think, is growing a lot. I mean, there's so many, and there's probably plenty we don't know.
More
So it's
platforms.
really
Yeah.
fascinating. Yeah. Wow. Discover. I mean, we need these platforms for discovery because
yeah,
how else are you going to browse? I mean, look, even an RSS feed or a podcast or a website. I mean, we need Google to help us understand and crawl websites, right? That way, when we
yeah,
search the web, we can find. I mean, so Google's a discovery tool, just like Instagram is a discovery tool, and TikTok's a discovery tool to finding new creators, new
yeah.
artists, and then to again connect with their fans. But I think it's so fascinating because I think the tech is almost in Web3 to the point where, and the demand is there. It'll be so interesting to look at the landscape over the next few years and see how artists are able to connect through like directly
Hmm.
without that middle man situation. So I don't know. I feel like,
I'm gonna look
you know,
more into that.
counteracting inflation. I mean, you see it in, again, like finance. I mean, I think it's starting to disrupt certain industries more, but the creator economy is so huge. I mean, when you
Yeah.
look at how many people are making a living on YouTube and how many artists are
Oh
also, I
man.
mean, streaming. So it's I think it's something to keep an eye out for, and it's something that is very fascinating, but also trust is the hardest thing. You know, don't forget, like, why do people go back? Well, it's habitual, right? You open
Hmm.
TikTok and Instagram because you're addicted to it.
Yeah,
You're in such a habit. But yeah, how do you get off of that habit? You know, but
yeah,
still
Well,
be successful. It's like
and I
the
will say
balancing act. Is so
there is a network effect to it too, right? Like no one can be the first person on the new platform,
yeah,
because if no one, if you look, because your goal is to be discovered and you have interact with people, so it's a chicken and egg scenario. And I
yeah.
think probably the most difficult component of that is like, okay, so I'm on this new platform, so now I have to post to that platform and the old platform because people are still gonna be on the old platform. So now I just made,
And
I think that's the hard part with
yeah.
at least logistically to adopting, and it is a shame because I think the platform. I mean, and I heard this saying the other day. It's like, now that we live in an attention economy, it's like capital follows attention versus attention following capital. So it's like someone throwing money around, people are like, oh, look at that. Whereas now it's like, if people are paying attention to something, they're just, somebody's just going to give them, so we're very much
Wow.
like, we've kind of flipped the script in a way where it's like the things that people are like locked into get the most, and we spoke about something like this a few weeks ago, but you may have seen it. It's a startup called Cluely, whose tagline was to cheat on everything. It was these smart glasses that would
Oh,
view your world and suggest conversation prompts, like if you were on a first date or something. It was
oh,
very
that's kind of interesting.
I mean, well, it would hear what the other person's saying, and then it would recommend what you were to say based on like scanning all, their social media it's like, oh, say you like hiking or something, because it's like they would, it was a little Black Mirror-y, and also like people are like, this is insane. Like if I go on a date with some dude who's like trying to like gain, yeah, it's just AI in real life at that point. But it created such a firestorm of opinion, positive and negative, that that guy just got $15 million because of a viral Twitter post to go and go build your app to make, to cheat on everything, I guess was his tagline. But it's like, yeah, I've kind of noticed that shift where it's just like, yeah, we used to pay attention to like somebody investing in something, but now it's more like it's all about us looking at it, and if it goes viral, then people throw some money at it because it's like, let's let this kid build a cheating app. Why not? It went viral, you know. Versus, like, is it a good idea? Is it? Who knows? I mean, is it? But you got a pile of money for it. I don't know. It's And I don't know if the pandemic changed things. I don't know how, how long you've been a creative in that way, but I definitely think the pandemic at least changed the attention spans of people.
Oh yeah.
And how they even consume and interact with art in a way, because it's like everything's got to be this, bite-sized. It's like it's almost more difficult for people to feel deeply in a way. It's like
Hmm.
because we've kind of gotten away, we've sort of locked away a lot of that pandemic,
Yeah.
fear and angst, I guess, and now we're just kind of like uneasily just sort of like in the world, I guess. At least that's what it seems like. Just kind of, I mean, even driving in LA, right? Like it's just like it just seems like people are on edge. It's like
Yeah.
your risky behavior is just like I don't know. It's at least that's personal observation, but I don't know as a creative if you've noticed a shift in attention spans or just how people are interacting online. I don't know if
Yeah.
that changed.
Yeah, I think it has, in my opinion, I think it has something to do with like during COVID when the artists, like the mainstream artists, like had to be inside too, and they had to compete with the people that were just influencers. Like they literally became
Yeah.
influencers overnight. And when that happened, like everyone got desperate and started doing the same TikTok dances and this and that. And so it just feels like now today we're way past COVID. Like everything's all about being viral. So it's like I feel like when I post stuff, I'm like in the old mindset of Instagram. Like nobody cares about like an authentic post with an authentic. That's why I'm saying like I reverted to using ChatGPT to even writing my captions. Like they're not fake. Like I write the prompts, but it's writing it in a format with emojis to match the color of my outfit, to get people interested. And it's like I feel like I'm always searching for the platform where I can just find people that are into me and like that's authentic. And honestly, right now I would say that would be like YouTube, because there's a lot of people on there, but you just find the person you click with and you subscribe to their channel and you support them, and it's very, very helpful. But all of these platforms, like the rest of them, it's just kind of like people are just
Yeah.
lurking and looking, like because you just popped up on their screen. And it's kind of, I don't really count on those follows on Instagram or TikTok. I'm just doing my due diligence to like put my music out there so it can
Yeah,
connect with
you
as many
might as well
people as
be
possible.
present. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
don't
just
expect them to
taste,
buy my music, show up to my concert. A follower is very different than a fan. So I'm looking for fans, like people that, need my art, and then I need them to need my art so that I can live to make art. It's kind of like
a self-fulfilling cycle.
yeah, a symbiotic relationship. That's what I'm looking
Yeah.
for. So where's a platform like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Soon
I
to
wish I
Coming
knew.
hear you.
soon.
Yeah,
They're all
it's
Yeah.
competing.
one more
Yeah.
platform, right? That'll fix it.
Yeah.
We just need one more,
Web3 you mentioned. I'm gonna look more into that because
it could help.
yeah.
I don't. I've always been a Web3 skeptic, and Jack can tell you, but
It,
he's
it's
working on me. It's,
so new. I think it's I think the building blocks and the protocols are here already, but it's like you still need the developers and you still need the regular people to connect with it. I mean, like we trust our phones, right? Because it's just been a part of us. We know, oh, a phone number, great, awesome. Or an email, oh, great. But like I still think like blockchain wallets are so new to people where it's like it's very transparent. They interact with each other without needing a third party to be in the middle. And literally everything we've ever done in society has needed a third party. Your bank, think about
Yeah.
it, verifying the money between two pipe people. I mean,
well,
everything
pros
pretty
and
much.
cons, right?
So the blockchain has the potential to change everything, but it's like, I think, it's not, you're not going to have the big players, who are already, their systems are working. It's going to be new people looking for change, and then it's going to start really slow. But I think, we're already seeing the power of blockchain in certain industries, especially financial trading and like certain settlement, certain like financial, like credit card processor transaction settlement things can lower fees. So yeah, we've seen it already, but I think like the creative industry is a challenging one because the audience, again, it's Sam, you said it perfectly. I think it's like the audience, like you need that audience first and that attention for the money to follow. And so it's like you don't have the money on the platform because the audience isn't there. And like you do need the money to make it work. Because advertising is a big thing. And like, but think about it, imagine if you got paid to scroll on TikTok because there were no third part, like because TikTok wasn't a third party that's taking the ad revenue. Like, so as a user, you would actually be rewarded for your attention. But
That's
like,
wonderful.
it's such a new concept that like to people, it sounds too good to be true, maybe to some people. And then a lot of
That would
people
be
would be
amazing.
skeptical. So it's like the concepts are here, but yeah, it's worth paying attention and being open-minded. I think we're at the stage where being open-minded as an individual walking into the future, being skeptical, optimistic, but like a little skeptical, I think is kind of the vibe that people should be approaching this new wave of apps that are going to be coming out. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is to come? Like, are you working on any exciting new albums? Can you tell us about what to expect from you soon?
Yeah, you can expect a new music video coming out for me like within this week, probably by next week.
Cool.
The one to Addicted, and then I'm gonna do a
Nice.
new single drop. And that probably will be out in a week. Takes about 5 or 6 days. So a new single drop, a new music video. I just started a Twitch channel too, so I'm gonna start doing like some live streaming on there. Like I said, I'm trying to gain more audience. Ooh, sorry guys. Trying to
Oh
gain
yeah.
more of an audience. And there we go. And yeah, just you know, putting music out. I try to put music out like at least once a month. But yeah, just a new single coming out, a new music video. Um and yeah.
It'd be really
Awesome.
cool to see the creative process of creating the music, and almost not like it's almost like you have to have a Twitch stream of like you mixing the music, or it didn't happen,
Yeah.
right? Because AI is so prevalent. But I think a
Yeah.
lot of people don't get a ton of behind the scenes. Like this is what goes into, they just consume the final product, and I don't know if there's people. I've seen a few Instagram channels where it's like it's basically the people in the studio coming up with like iconic. This is an account where it's just like iconic, like Snoop Dogg hearing his verse, or like California Girls for the first time, and you can see
Yeah.
him like kind of like really getting into it, and like he's like,
Yeah.
okay, I can actually I could actually rap over this. Like this is a good, like
Yeah.
I'm about it. But it's like
Yeah.
it's cool to kind of see that, because that's the part you don't really like. You just get the polish, mastered, like everything's been fine tweaked to like the 10th degree, and then
Yeah.
but the raw, like maybe they're just humming along, or like anyway. But
Yeah. I have a lot of
well,
footage like that, and I'll
um
put it out. I'll put like probably a shorter version on YouTube, linking people to my Patreon for like the full version. But yeah, I have a lot of behind the scenes footage and stuff, and
okay.
I'm using ChatGPT to help me like do the script. I'm deciding. I think I would rather do like the form where like I put like edit video footage of me and then I'm talking over it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to try doing a video like that.
heck yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you plan to use Twitch? So
Twitch,
do you
stuff like how
your
he said, like personally live stuff, like just tomorrow. Like if I have time, I would get in the morning, and when I do my makeup, just do my makeup and just talk about, get ready with me, like content, like, oh, I'm doing my music, this is what I have going on, this is where you can follow me on my socials, just kind of like talking to people, kind of like behind the scenes, getting to know me if you're interested. So just stuff like that. Yeah, and then in the future I would like to do like jam sessions in like my house. I have to get the mic and stuff set up. You know,
Oh
you
yeah,
see
I
people
mean,
like
yeah.
singing live and stuff. Yeah, so that'll be fun to do like some live streams, even like some karaoke live stuff. I love karaoke.
Oh, cool. Sounds fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot you can do. There's a lot. I mean, you could probably even do games and stuff
Oh,
like with your
games.
audience.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
I plan to get back into The Sims 3. I love The Sims. Well, Sims 4 is out now. I need to get on that. But I would live stream myself playing Sims 4 and probably like try to recreate my lavish wolf life in that world or something
The
and make
Sims
some
fun.
funny
3,
video.
Sims 3 was awesome.
Yeah, I still
I
have
hope
it. That's what I'm still playing right now.
I think it's better than Sims 4 personally,
Oh,
but
really? Okay. Well, maybe
I
I need to stay with
Sims
that.
3 was Sims.
Yeah.
It was before all the extra. Sims 4 is like a lot of like online DR. It's like and
Yeah, I've
like
never played online.
it's so expensive for Sims 4, but like for Sims 3 you can get all like it's just I don't know. They nickel and dime you for everything in Sims 4, but I think Sims
Oh my
3 was
goodness.
the last golden
Yeah,
age.
I love that game.
It's very opinionated. Yeah, we'll
I
get some.
love Grand Theft Auto 2. I need to get a PlayStation first or whatever. Or I heard you could play online too. It's even more fun version on a computer. But I do like that game.
the
Yeah, I
games
like
to
to
look
just
out for.
basically play. I've been doing this since I was like 12. Like you just play and just, I won't say what I do, but just a lot of bad things on there to get your stars all the way up, and the helicopters, the cops, the army, and just go against them. You know what I mean?
Like, is this The Sims or GTA?
GTA.
Oh, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, what's the best way for people to connect with you? Do you want to drop a few of
Yeah.
your socials and the best places?
Yeah. The best place to get in contact with me is Instagram. You can DM me there. It's I am Lavish Wolf. IAMLAVISHWOLF. And then my TikTok is She is Lavish Wolf. And my Facebook is I am Lavish Wolf. Snapchat is It's Lavish Wolf.
Nice.
But if you go to my Instagram, it's connected to all those
Everything's
other socials. Yeah, YouTube is I am Lavish Wolf as well.
awesome.
Yeah, and
Awesome. Super exciting.
I'm
Yeah.
also on all streaming platforms under my artist name Lavish Wolf. That's LAVI $ for the S and then H and then Wolf. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably not. It's
Thank you.
not clear, but you know, we tried. It's the best we do for a phone hold up.
Phone holding it up. Awesome. Yeah, we'll link it in the description of the podcast where anybody gets their podcast. People always connect with the show, techtalklive.xyz. Thank you so much for coming on. It was such a pleasure.
Thanks for
Have you?
having us. I would just like to tell everybody follow your dreams, get it while you're living, and check out my latest single, Dreams. It's about that. So thank you guys.
Yes,
And
we can't
Jack is
wait.
amazing. It was so nice meeting you.
He is a good guy. You know?
Yeah, he's an amazing human being. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. Look at him.
We really appreciate it. We can't wait. We're looking forward to your song, your single,
Yes.
and staying updated with you. And you'll have to come back on again sometime soon.
Yes. Yes. Updates. I'll see you guys soon.
See you later. Bye.